I was expecting a few guests around and jollof rice was part of the menu, so I made this delicious looking party jollof rice. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is prepare the base for your jollof. You need your red bell pepper, scotch bonnet, tatashe. Dry chili or red bell pepper is what we call tatashe in Nigeria. You also want to remove the seeds so you don't make your stew turn a bit bitter. Clean everything properly in a bit of salty water and set them aside. Once you're done, I'm going to cut everything up into small pieces like this, transfer them into a bowl and keep going until everything is done. I'm going to transfer the cut up peppers into a pot and season this lightly. Going with some curry, thyme, a bit of stock powder, oil, stir well and allow this to cook for about 45 minutes without adding water. "45 minutes later, look at our pepper mix looking all reduced. So I'm going to give this a quick mix, transfer into a bowl and let it cool a bit before you blend smoothly. Today's special hug is for Ezinne Juliet watching from Nigeria. I'm glad you love the recipes. Please let me know where you're watching from so I can send you a hug in my next video. Now that is done, I'm going to heat up some oil and then fry some onion for about a minute or two until it turns fragrant. I also like to season the oil, so in here I'm going to add some dry spices like stock powder, I'll add some paprika, I'll add some thyme, some bay leaf, some garlic powder and some all-purpose seasoning. Fry it together with the onion for another 1 minute. Once it is nice and fragrant, you're going to go in with your tomato paste. Don't worry, I'm going to list everything I used in the comment section. Once you add the tomato paste, turn your heat down. You want to do this on low heat. Keep going until the tomato paste is completely separated from the oil and it begins to taste sweet. That's how you know it is ready. At this time, I'm going to pour in our blended pepper mix, give everything a good mix, and let this come together for at most 10 minutes. There's no need to fry for too long. Remember, it's already properly cooked down and everything. I'm going to cover halfway through and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Ten minutes later, I'm going to give this a good mix, take it off the heat. Our stew base is ready. Another special hug to you, Crystal James, watching from the USA. I'm glad you love the recipes. Please let me know where you're watching from so I can send you a hug in my next video. Your meat stock is very important when cooking party jollof, and for this I'm using goat meat. I've seasoned properly. Once it was cooked, I separated it and set the stock aside. Here we have our base and the cooked meat, of course. I personally like to use long grain parboiled rice for my jollof recipes, and this is a brand I mostly use. I'm going to measure my desired quantity into this bowl and set it aside. I'm going to fry the meat now. So in a pot, I'm going to heat up some oil. Once it is hot enough, go in with some onion. Onion gives fried meat really nice fragrance, so always add it. Once the oil is hot, go in with the meat and allow to fry as desired. So while the meat is frying, wash the rice. In a big bowl, add the rice, add some warm water, salt, and begin to wash this until the water runs clear. So you want to keep doing this, changing the water with intervals until you see that the water is no longer looking starchy. After the fourth rinse, our water is looking a bit clear now. I'm going to transfer the rice into that same bowl and set it aside. Quick check on the goat meat. Stir this around with intervals so it doesn't burn and so that all the sides can fry evenly as well. Once it is dry to your desired texture, scoop it out. For the oil, I'm going to transfer that oil into a separate pan and set it aside. We don't need it for our jollof rice because we already fried the stew base separately. Now once you empty the oil, transfer the fried stew base into the pot, and from this point you can just go in with your already washed rice. Add your meat stock and stir everything well to combine. So for the rice, I like to add it in batches. I'm going to add small, and then if I think I need more, I add more, just like that. I ended up using everything anyway. So now I'm going to go in with the meat stock. These are goat stock that I told you to save earlier. Add it in there. If you think you need a bit more water, the goal is for the liquid and the rice to be at the same level or just a little bit above the rice. Now to this I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning and some white pepper. Give everything a good mix. Cover and let this cook for about 10 minutes undisturbed on medium-low heat. Stir the rice after the first 10-minute mark, and if you think you need any more adjustment with seasoning or salt, this is your chance to do so. From this point, I like to cover the rice with some foil paper to help trap the steam. The steam is going to do the rest of the cooking instead of adding water. 30 minutes later, I check on our rice and oh my goodness, the aroma was nose blinding. The color, check. Taste, check. It was so good, you guys. I'm going to now add some onions, some tomatoes and butter. I'm going to cover this rice for another 2 to 3 minutes so that the butter can melt. And oh, you see that extra stew? Save some, okay? I'm going to add some of that stew at this point as well and then cover for the butter to melt. So I checked after about 5 minutes. The butter is now melted. I'm going to stir everything well to combine, and you guys, our jollof rice is ready. You can have this with coleslaw, with plantain, or by itself. It is so delicious. If you watch up until this point, put your plate in the comment section so I can dish your own. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.